that money at?
We know the truth, we got the stats.
If the city's so broke, where they get that money at?
We know the truth, we got the stats.
If the city's so broke, where they get that money at? We know the truth, we got the stats. If the city's so broke, where they get that money at?
Where they get that money at? Where they get that money at? Good job, girl. Make some noise for yourself. Alrighty, so today is all about what no cop is and what we've been doing. And so when all of you leave, we want you guys to leave with more knowledge than you ever needed to know about no cops. And so to start this off, we're in the church, so we're gonna do a little church event, So I want everybody to turn to their neighbor, turn to the left. Everybody turn to the left. And I want you to tell your neighbor, one thing you hope to get from this event. Go.
Their perspective, why they I gotta talk about that more in my life.
Look at them niggas up there.
Maybe keep telling me to me? Yeah. About what? My name.
Ready, say, take your time, Pastor.
What are we talking about? It's been a minute. Everyone, let's go. Black and brown people instead of all those white people. Oh shit, I forgot.
If you're done, say neighbor. If you're done, say neighbor. 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 I'm just kidding. Okay. So would anybody like to volunteer their answer or something you hope to get out of today? Anybody?
Somebody.
Yes.
People, for more people to get out and vote.
Make some noise for getting out and vote, y'all. Anybody else? Something they hope to get out? I'm gonna go all the way to the back. Here we go. Pass the mic.
I'm supposed to get all this.
We need a revolution. We don't need no more presidents, no more Democrats and Republicans, no more politicians. What we need is a revolution. Real change. We need to come all together. Well, love one another.
Something else people hope to get out of today. Anybody else? Going once?
Well,
Going twice? Going 3 times?
Hey, so what did you tell your neighbor? I hope that 3 people walk away from today committed to meeting with their alderman.
Yeah! Alright, y'all been wonderful. We're gonna get right into it.
Okay, so I just want to bring up the coldest. The coldest, the most rawest Chicago poet.
From
Hold
us.
up. Bella Boss.
What they get them dollars at? Hey! What they get them dollars at? How y'all feeling? Good. I feel alright. Actually, I feel great. I feel great. Because of this. This right here, right now. This is important. This is monumental. Y'all did this. I'm be looking at y'all did this. All y'all better make some noise for these 3 girls right here. I really appreciate y'all. I really admire y'all. I really respect y'all. I really look up to y'all. And I know that that's reciprocated. I know y'all feel things like that about me, but I need y'all to know that I feel that about y'all, and I do what I do because y'all do what y'all
Sorry. But right, we ain't got no schools. We ain't got no jobs. I can go to Cop Academy. You can't go to Teachers Academy. You can teach our teachers how to teach. How about that? A Business Academy? An Entrepreneurs Academy? The best we can do is a Cop Academy? Come on now, we ain't got time. It's a no. It's a no for me, dog. Okay, we Randy Jackson.
Right,
No
no
for me,
buddy.
dog. Okay?
Buddy.
It's not gonna happen. We can't let that happen. All right? And Ron gotta go. Ron gotta go. I ain't gonna say who I'm endorsing for mayor, but I can't stand it. Maybe if you want to sign a petition to get on the ballot, I might have one. Ron has to go. All right, so I'm doing this piece called I See You. And it's about black women. Specifically for black women. For black girls. Do y'all know who the fastest growing population in prisons and jails are? Black women. Y'all know the fastest growing population in juvenile detention centers, juvenile jails are? Black girls. So this is for y'all. I see you. Like the letters, like intensive care unit, but also like I see you. 'Cause I see you. Beyond the stories you post on Instagram and Snapchat, right? It's a video going viral right now of a woman posting some stuff on Snapchat with her kids that's very questionable, and people just got her arrested, right? It was like, we know that she need help. She need resources. She don't need to be disposed of. She need direction. Right? Our task, in addition to stopping the building of this Cop Academy, is seeing each other. That's our work. Right? And if you support this, then you support black women being seen. Because once you see black women, you can't support this. You can't support this and know that everything that we're going through, their answer is to lock us up. That's not an answer. Right? You're not helping any black woman's children by sending her to prison. Right? There's nothing enlightened or radical or loving about that. Okay? So I need your help with this piece. I see you. 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 Look, I see you taking care of your mama and your business. I admire your ambition. Double tap, keep my distance. Don't want to hog your attention. Don't fall in love, you start tripping. I just want to bear witness to the purpose you fulfilling. No time for Netflix and chilling while all these debtors keep billing. My grandma, God say forgive them. Ratio 1 to 1,000,000. Talking heroes to villains. So shout out all the black women who out here raising their village. Pray no more pillars or pillage. Feel proud in the absence of privilege. I see you. 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 Look, I see you took the lemons that life gave you and made citrus. Played the hand that you was given. Had to make some tough decisions. Still got wounds that are in healing. Still put everybody's feelings before your own. Can't think back, it's been so long. Since you had some time alone. Since you made some time to go. Within, right there, outside of your comfort zone. But you still call it self-care when alone feel like a battle zone. And their demons be battling. Understanding be baffling. So you keep it all bottled in pop Prosecco like prescription. Pray to God, got no religion. Still got scars that you keep hitting. Tears by Fenty, you conceal them. With your face beat to the heavens like a weapon. Girl, you killed them. Buried the lie, your misgivings. Popped out with your tenure. Just about to shake what you was given. I see you. 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 Look, I see you putting money on a nigga JPay every other payday, missing morning classes just to make their court day. You nobody lawyer, just your mama daughter. You your brother's keeper. They'll phone and meet you. Everybody needs you. Like your name was Jesus. Christ ain't on your life, but who you love, you don't think twice, you still feel like you don't suffice, cause niggas trite, don't treat you right, don't dim your light or shrink yourself, because niggas are scared to heights, do a little less catching feelings, little more catching flights, say a little prayer every night, affirmations on your mirror, reminder you gon' be alright. Got a shot at your reflection, that's a real one on your side. And all of those dark days mean the glow gonna be bright. You still with a twinkle around my eye. You're the present and the pride. You are your ancestors' pride. Black girl magic, hypnotized, fingers snap open your eyes. I see you. 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 I tried to make eye contact with every black woman in the room. If I didn't, I tried. You wasn't looking. You was looking at the phone. Looking down. All right, y'all. I'm Bella Vibes. Thank you. BAHHS, Black Ancestors here, Healing Society, not bars, not prisons, no copper county. Thank you. Make some noise for Bella Vibes, y'all. Make some noise for Block Julio.
We gotta be a little louder. She just graced our presence with that little rap right there. I need y'all to give her
That one
another
no
clap.
rap, that was a big rap.
Thank you.
All right. And so now, okay, we gonna move to the right. All right. So now we're gonna get into the No Cop Academy info, basics, things that all of you should know when you go and harass your alderman. All right. So we're gonna jump right into it. So No Cop Academy. So it all started when talking about No Cop Academy. I think it's important to talk about Laquan McDonald. And so raise your hand if you've ever heard of the Laquan McDonald case. That's amazing. Now take a look around. Take a look around. Keep your hands up and take a look around. Right? Okay. And so Laquan McDonald was shot 16 times by Jason Van Dyke by the CPD in 2014. And something that's important about this case is that the release of the video wasn't released until after the re-election of Rahm Emanuel. So think about the strategy behind waiting until after the elections to release the video. Rahm Emanuel, so basically Gary McCarthy was fired. So I think it's important to think about Laquan McDonald when thinking about No Cop Academy, because his case really highlights some of the corruption behind the Chicago Police Department and the statistics and the systemic issues surrounding like police brutality and things like that.
Okay. So, who here has heard of the DOJ?
Raise your hand if you're on the DOJ. Oh, now take a look around. Amazing.
Okay, well, I guess I don't have to tell anybody. Okay, so I don't have to tell anybody what that means. So basically, the DOJ investigated CPD, which is Chicago Police Department, and they actually found that they have a lot of racist and violent practices. And they wrote this in the report, and they're like, hey, you know, something's not right, you know? Like, these black people ain't lying, maybe. This is important because, like, Rahm took advantage of this and basically was like, well, this is why I need a cop academy. This is why we need this fancy building with a pool in it for these cops, because the DOJ say we're violent and racist, and a building is going to fix violence and racism, because, you know, that works like that. So we foiled a bunch of information, and it revealed that Rahm had already been playing this since even before the DOJ report, so it just tells you a little bit about his character.
So Rahm's plan is to build a $95 million cop academy in the West Garfield Park community. Raise your hand if you ever heard of West Garfield Park. Wow, okay, take a look around. That's not as many as I thought were gonna raise your hand, right? And so the West Garfield Park neighborhood is in the 37th Ward, and the aldermen of the ward are both kind of elements in Jason Urban. Have you all heard of any of them? Yes, okay. And so Rahm, again with his strategies, released announced that this cop academy was going to be built during the 4th of July weekend, and he did that because he thought nobody would be paying attention because of the fact that it was the 4th of July weekend. So it was strategic. He didn't want us to know he was doing it, so he's like, let's release it during the 4th of July weekend. You know, ain't nobody paying attention anyways, right? The first $10 million for the cop academy, of the $95 million, was taken from West Garfield Park's TIF fund. And if you guys don't know what that means, it's basically a pool of money set aside for very underfunded, under-resourced communities to do what they need to get themselves to a place where they have adequate resources. And so he took the money from that pool to purchase the land. That's something to think about, how he's taking monies from communities that really need it and is investing that same money in police.
Okay. So actually, funny story. They don't have the money. So we're building this cop academy. We're talking about it. And we keep on saying cop academy, but they don't really have $95 million. So where are they getting this money from? Actually, they're getting it from investors and donators who have been told that they will get their money back, even if it's more than $95 million. So basically, they don't know. The construction might cost more than $95 million. So
It's like when we ask them where they get money from, they get the little thing, the emoji. You know, the girl be like this. Where you get the money from? Don't know. But yeah, I think that. Okay. So this is an interesting thing. So Rob closed down over 50 plus schools, right? A couple years back, right? And he actually closed down 6 schools in the West Garfield Park community because the city was broke, right? And the city didn't have enough money. But now all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there's $95 million being invested into police in this same community. And that's kind of upsetting because of the schools left in the West Garfield Park area. In order to get them to a place where they're decent, you know, and have adequate resources, it will only cost $91 million. So that right there shows you that the city has more than enough money to invest in this community. $4 million more than, and even more than they say they have, but they're choosing to invest it into police instead of into schools. Okay, next slide.
okay. Yeah, right. So when you look at the blueprint for the building, it actually consists of a detention center. So there's a place inside the building where they can like detain young, of course, black teens, because that's what they like to do, and they feel like that's needed in this building. Yeah. Good.
And something to add on to that is not only that there looks like there's going to be a detention facility, but this cop academy is being built next to Orr Academy, which is an extremely underfunded high school, predominantly black and brown. So that just leaves room for police to further unnecessarily harass black and brown people, because those are the type of people that go to Orr Academy. And so why we don't want a cop academy? Fun fact time. The CPD gets $4 million a day, which adds up to over 1.4, 1.5 billion a year, which is over 40% of the city's current budget. So just think about that. The police already get 40% of the city's budget, and now we're choosing to invest 95 more million into a cop academy. Chicago spends 300% more on police than we do on Department of Public Health, Family and Support Services, and affordable housing. And this goes back to what I was saying earlier about how Ron closed 54 schools in 2013, and now he has 95 million for cop academy. It will be built next to Orr High School, and 95 million. The community wants 95 million to be invested in schools, and mental health facilities, and jobs, and grocery stores, and all these things that we don't have. And instead, Ron is prioritizing policing over adequate resources for communities. Gentrification, interesting fact. Okay, so Ron claims that this cop academy will bring jobs to the community, but really it will only bring about 100 construction jobs, and only 15% of those jobs are guaranteed to the people in that community. A lot of other things that people claim is that this will bring about economic development, right? It'll really get the West Side rolling, bring in businesses, but it's like economic development for who? Because it's not for the people who've been living in the community for decades and for years. It's not giving them jobs. It's not gonna bring out the resources. Y'all making me feel like I'm in church actually, and I'm the pastor, and I'm like, yes, but yeah, like for who? Who is this economic development for? Because eventually businesses are gonna come in, and these people who've been living in this community, in this neighborhood, on the West Side for years, are gonna get displaced, right? Rent prices are gonna start raising. They're not gonna be able to afford it. So it's like, who is this cop academy really benefiting besides the cops? You know? So, yeah. So, just for an energy check, we're gonna lead a chant.
Okay, should we do a different one since we started with this? Or do y'all want to do this one?
No, Cop Academy. 95 mil for communities. No, Cop Academy. 95 mil for communities. What? No, Cop Academy. 95 mil for communities. What? No, Cop Academy. 95 mil for communities. Make some noise for yourselves. So now it's time for the survey. And the survey, also known as the report, is the reason we're here today. And so we're going to share with you what we found more in detail when surveying people in the West Garden Park. And so I want y'all to make some noise, but the person who's going to come up here and just throw all this knowledge at y'all, and y'all going to be like, wow, she was so great. Make some noise for Maria, y'all.
This is really amazing to be a part of this. We did this survey because, as has been discussed, Rom didn't tell anybody. Want people to talk about this. Rom, Mitch, Irvin, they did not come out here like into the community to consult anyone. They had their regular meetings. They've since tried to act like they want to talk to people about it, but they really don't want input. This is Rom's plan straight out of his pocket. So once again, we did the city's job for them, and we actually talked to people in the neighborhood. So I actually live around the corner from here. You know, I got family in this ward, going to school in this ward and stuff like that. And you wouldn't be surprised how many of my neighbors who live like a mile and a half from this proposed academy had no idea that it was even happening. So we asked 4 main questions in this survey. The first was, have you heard of this $95 million cop academy? Now we're doing this survey like 8-9 months after it's been declared. Was it 3/4 of people, I need glasses. 3/4 of the people said they had not even heard of it. And some said they didn't know if they'd heard of it or not, which I don't even know, so they clearly had not had details. Our next question was, do you think we need a $95 million police academy? And they said no. Say about the same amount of people were like no. 75% straight off the bat were like, definitely not. And then a few people were like, maybe, and a very small sliver of them said, yes, this sounds like a good idea. And it was for, I'm not going to go further into the conversations. We had some really amazing conversations with people, though, really asking people about public safety and what that means to us. So the next question after that was, do you think this is the best way to use $95 million in this community? No one thought that. There were like 95% of people were immediately like, no, that is not the best way to use $95 million. Matter of fact, I can think of some more ways. So the final question was, what would you do? And this should have been the first question. This should have been the question before the Rom ever approached police accountability or the government or anything. What would you do with $95 million? And this is my favorite thing. It's so beautiful. So if you want a copy of the report, you can check out this chart and just let it sink in. Like, imagine a city where we invested in these things. And we surveyed everyone. We surveyed people that the city absolutely does not want to talk to, the youth, the people walking down the street, people who are formerly incarcerated, people who, you know what, they don't vote. They don't even have, they might not even be eligible to vote for various reasons that have to do with marginalization. And we got real answers. People want to fund, most people wanted to fund the schools and the youth. Jobs was a huge thing, housing, you can kind of see the breakdown. I wanted to share some of the more specific stuff that came out of it. We didn't actually have room in the report to go into all of it, but when people say schools, like they're not just saying like, give us a couple schools, give us some like shoddy schools with lead in the water and no materials and no health care for the teachers who are dissatisfied with their jobs and the kids. A lot of people wanted to invest in new schools, reopening the schools. They want staff and staff reports, staff support. They want books and technology in our schools. They want like cutting edge education like we actually can have for our communities. They wanted trade schools, and people want small business grants. We're in a community that used to be very highly developed, and then some stuff happened, it burned down, there was white flight, it's been neglected, but this is a hub of commerce and activity on the one side, and people want to picture it as something better, and so much more. And so I think that's the main thing that came out of the survey for me, was that people are asking for a holistic picture of public health and safety. People said over and over again the different types of medical care they want. We don't just want health care, they want many different types. People are acutely aware. Even kids are acutely aware of the different problems we have in our community, whether it's the obvious ones like lack of health care, lack of rehab, lack of jobs and reentry programs, and even stuff like, you'd be surprised, like the potholes. That's actually a big thing for people. They want to be able to drive their car down the street, you know, and not have to spend $1 million getting it fixed afterwards. And so I'm really glad to have been a part of this. Who here, and by the way, this campus was led by the people. Who here participated? I know some of the youth did. Who here actually helped us get these responses from people? Raise your hands. Raise your hands. I appreciate you, because that's how we're going to get our money back. And we will get our money. I have every intention of getting all of this money for our community, and then some more money. Every type of reparations that our communities deserve, because they've intentionally built. This is in what's called a planned manufacturing district, and you can look into that in the report. It's actually fascinating. So if you've heard of environmental racism, there's a reason that the worst pollution in the city is always concentrated in black and brown and low-income neighborhoods. And in the 1980s, Chicago actually created a law that said that we need to protect industry so bad that we're going to make certain communities that we don't want the people to encroach on the business potential. So even as we're losing manufacturing jobs, they're making zoning changes to some of these neighborhoods where you can't put daycares, you can't put schools, you can't put groceries. A lot of people in the survey asked for food. And it's intentional for us to not have these resources. So, whatever, we're just gonna get our resources, we're gonna live. So, thank you.
Here today because we've been building power, we've been spreading knowledge, we've been inviting people, we've been touching the hearts of different people all over the city of Chicago. So I'll just let the facts speak for themselves. Raise your hand if you've ever seen a video or a photo. No, not raise your hand, make some noise. If you've ever seen a video or a photo of No Cop Academy, anything, any kind of No Cop Academy. Okay, now make some noise if you shared the video or a photo. Right, because raise your hand if you've ever attended a No Cop Academy workshop. ever done a No Cop Academy train takeover?
That's disruption.
Make some noise if you've ever emailed, called, or even contacted your alderman about your problem. Okay, make some noise if you plan to take action at any of No Cop's future events and stuff like that. I'm loving the community right here.
Give yourselves a round of applause for when you get involved. So, right now, we're going to bring up the youth. Make some noise for the youth, y'all. And so, going along with how we build power, everyone in this room who has shared the video, who has liked the video, who has shown up to a workshop, who has led a train takeover, has been helping No Cop Academy build power, people power through the use of art, media, and direct action. So now, we're going to hear more about that from one of our youth from the South Side, from part of the South Authorities. Make some noise for Asha, y'all!
My name is Asha, and one of the best parts of being and helped strategizing the No Cop Academy campaign is that we're youth-directed and adult-supported. And you see, adultism can seriously interfere with youth potential and their ideas. So No Cop Academy provided us with amazing resources to get our actions out into, well, everyday, activism. And we also learn from each other. Adults learn from us, we learn from them. And it's a really healthy atmosphere. And a great thing that has been a very potent aspect of growing this campaign is using art and culture, because just art in No Cop Academy, we were able to make our own art, which means our story cannot really be twisted. We can influence the masses and help people from all types of societies and just people in the city to understand where we're coming from. And we get to show as you see in that picture, what this 95 million can visualized in a way. And another great aspect is that another strategy we used was encountering City Hall and the City Council at every level. We helped petitions, we canvassed, we've met with aldermen. We've also led testimonies at City Hall to just tell them that we are not playing, this is not a game, and they're gonna take us seriously because we're just gonna keep coming. And a great strategy that we used was disruptive power, which is, it has an amazing history of civil disobedience and how that actually plays out. We're not like Rom's, that lakefront protest he did. But, yeah, so, thank you.
I want to shout out the DJ for playing Poetic Justice after Asha just talked about art. Shout out to the DJ, yo. This was I think what Asha said was very important. Art and activism are hand in hand, It's activism, So right now I'm going to call up more people who are going to talk more about things we've been doing to build power. And so this next person that's going to be coming up is you, who has just shown amazing leadership in terms of leading the campaign. Give it up for Veronica, y'all.
Sadly, I'm a better writer than speaker, so I'm going to read what I wrote. So during school, the conversations between students students about our visions as a school, community, and as individuals led to the creation of Student Voice Committee. Through SVC, I learned firsthand about the school-to-prison pipeline, lack of school funding, lack of community input, and the ways that schools encourage policies that prevent students from being able to learn. In SVC, we began networking and receiving help from Olivia, a youth organizer at BPNC. We learned and talked about similarities we see in CPS schools. My involvement became stronger as I attended events, rallies, disruptions, teach-ins, and a summer program with BPNC. That's how I became involved in No Cop Academy, after attending one of their City Hall press conferences where I was empowered. The conversation about schools at No Cop Academy is relevant because Ram wants to spend $95 million on a police academy instead of funding our schools. I was so intrigued in learning about Back to the Yards, Brighton Park, and other communities, I forgot to look back home. I decided to research and learn about radical organizations in my neighborhood. I found Pilsen Alliance, and I was immediately welcomed by resilient and amazing people. Through the Pilsen Alliance Youth Committee, our work consisted of holding Alderman Solis accountable for his support towards gentrification and the criminalization of our people. We worked on hosting community dialogues where we teach our community about pluck, another system that is not beneficial towards the community and is under the control of sellout Alderman Solis. Through No Cop Academy and these organizations, I was challenged on initiating conversations with our public officials, considering community input, organizing events, making sure the city listens, and organizing people power. Just ask Anita about it. I learned how important unity is, and some of the overlaps are visible in Black and Brown communities. I wanted to do more with this campaign and understand my role as an ally, so I made sure to stay involved by attending Monday youth meetings, train takeovers, disruptions, all leading to an internship with AFSC, where I did research, help plan events or actions, network, lead workshops, and did whatever is necessary for the campaign. Working behind the scenes of this campaign has proven to me a few things. We shut it down. We are the ones who defend our streets. We are powerful. We are capable. We are worthy, and we will win. Thank you.
The neighborhood that this Cop Academy is going to be built in, I live part of the 28th Ward in Jason Irvin. It's actually my alderman. So guys, know your alderman so that you can talk to them and tell them what your community needs and your demands. So make some more noise for Veronica, y'all. Alright, and so I should talk about art. Make some noise if you love art. One of the most amazingly talented triple threat actor, poet, everything you name it, KO alum. Make some noise for Sammy, y'all, my cousin.
Hey y'all, so I'm gonna lead y'all through something. Just repeat after me. Peace. Peace. Love. Love. Respect. Respect. For myself. For myself. Paz. Paz. Amor. Amor. Respeto. Respeto. Para todos. Para todos. Ashe. 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 We appreciate. We appreciate. We nurture. We nurture. We give back. We give back. To Mother Earth. To Mother Earth. We give back. We give back. To our community. To our community. We give back. We give back. To ourselves. To ourselves. To each other. To each other. So we may grow. So we may grow. Ashe. 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 Okay, so I'm gonna be reading a poem today. You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus has been planning on getting rid of his beard. He has a school system on his chin. He nicks himself every time he tries to shave down teacher contracts. covers himself up with foundation while it's missing in our buildings, his neck, ordered up better than Parkman Elementary. He traded in his red and white for suit and tie. His wardrobe is massive. He has so many ties until it suits him well. He manages to get his neck out of many tight situations full of black and brown ties, but he likes black or brown apparel, never black and brown guys. There's a blizzard in Chicago that has public schools frozen. Santa's been trying to melt them down, but he'd rather keep it private or charter. Creating a new Chicago, it's true. Gentrification of education is pushing out the city blues, making us, the city students of color, sing city blues. So maybe that's why our textbooks are outdated and our pencils frozen in place from standardized tests, especially when our standardized rest on our biggest exam. The ACT starts as soon as I walk in my neighborhood because we have to act a certain way to make it home from school. That's why on the CTA I get shivers whenever I pull out a book, knowing an Elfette glance can change his stance and have my body shook. Our bodies will not be re-elected for a second term. We are only teens. There are many decades before we reach the senior stage. Cap and gowns and the cap and down won't even walk as seniors across the stage. And now we cross the stage, where citizens have seen the callous hand Caucasian carelessly calculate cavities on camera because candy canes ain't enough to stop a boy's sugar rush. Especially when Santa hasn't been seen south of Madison Avenue, but surveillance cameras do. See you when you're sleeping. They know when you're at a wake. They know if you are black or white, so they might just suppress the tape.
All I can say is wow. That's it. Drop the mic. Wow, drop the mic.
My heart.
There's a Volvo part that needs to be moved. Please move the car.
Any Volvo? Which Volvo?
Volvo needs to be moved. Never heard of that car, but somebody needs to be moved. No shade, because I ain't even got a car, so you better be alright. Alright, so wow, it's gonna be tough to follow, but right now, a member of this church, I believe, someone who attended a city council meeting and just was like in awe of the power of the youth. Give it up for Crystal, y'all! That's Crystal right there. See how she's speaking?
And we tell like we from the south. Our parents from the south. And if I make a $1 million.
Hello.
Sorry.
Hey.
Stop for a while.
I was asked to speak tonight on how I first heard of the No Cop Academy and what made me decide to be a part of the movement. And I felt it would be best if I wrote it down, so I'll read it off the paper if you will. I first became interested in the No Cop Academy crusade when the Jane Addams caucus informed me that the mayor was planning on building a $95 million academy. So I was like, that ain't right. Well, let me back up. In West Garfield, that was it. So I'm like, that ain't right. That community needs schools, after-school facilities, mental health facilities, senior housing, affordable apartments. That was the way I felt. So I went to one of the protests, and and that was pretty much it. The city council quietly passed this ordinance without any prior notice to the community. In my opinion, this was done under the table to avoid any community opposition. After they purchased the land, over 500 community residents were surveyed, which we found tonight it was more than that. But at the time it was 500 were surveyed. And I'm sorry, I'm lost. Oh, after the land deal was approved, and the majority didn't want the academy to be built. The enthusiasm, sincerity, and knowledge of the young people heading this protest touched my heart and inspired me to participate in their endeavor. To see so many young people who hold our future in their hands, fighting this injustice, increased my hope for the future for my 12 grandchildren and all children to come.
Come on.
In my first attempt to help these young people voice opposition, I attended the city council meeting along with a large group of young protesters, where the aldermen were voting on passing this ordinance. At this meeting, I spoke to the council and I voiced my opinion on the protest on this project. These young people are well versed in the movement of this proposed academy, well organized, extremely dedicated to getting the word out to the people of Chicago, and determined to make their voices heard to the supporters of this project. It is my strong belief that seniors and the young people of the No Cop Academy protest can learn from each other and eventually have our voices heard and complete our mission. Although I cannot attend every well-planned protest, I am committed to give my support to this endeavor by educating as many people as I can, soliciting more senior support, and attending as many protests and meetings as my schedule will allow. Thank you for
talking about how it's an intergenerational resistance against this copycat. Make some noise for that. It's not just the young people. The people who have lived in this community for decades doesn't want to do it. So coming up next, we're gonna have one of our youth talk about canvassing and all the different things, making buttons, leading trainings, all of the things around facilitating the young people have been leading. Make some noise for Shay, y'all.
Hi, my name is Shay. I'm a part of the Silent Daughters in No Copy. No Copy has been an up and down battlefield hard work and buttons because what? We were able to express ourselves in art, and the buttons were really able to speak with our fashion. With no cop, I really like how we can get the inside scoop and see how they the cops really play, and the aldermen showing whom they really are. 3 things I learned about Chicago is the city is very corrupt, it's hard to get a job, and money makes aldermen forget where they came from. Okay.
Did a blockade in front of it and asked these aldermen of the Black Caucus what side are they on, because from what we've seen, they're not on the side of Black and brown youth, right? Like, yeah, they're not on the side of Black and brown youth. And so we're actually going to show you guys a clip of how we shut that shit down.
Yeah. Right, thanks.
Our former colleague, the chairman of the Alderman Anthony Neal.
Something about gangsters? Yeah, play that part. We the real gangsters.
Yeah. She basically said the aldermen of Chicago are the real gangsters. Whatever that means. There you go. Look at the knowledge. Make some noise for knowing that. Yeah. Alright, and so right now we're going to have someone come up and talk more into detail about what that event was like and how it went. Make some noise for our neighbors, y'all.
Thank y'all again. My name is David Sims. I'm a revolutionary here in the city of Chicago. I just want to say it was like painful to see that, but I wrote it down because I wanted to get all my thoughts together for this big important day. Wait on me. Y'all gotta wait. Andrew, I gotta who are the Black Caucus? They are a part of the City Council, aka all Black aldermen in the city of Chicago. Why did we target them? The Black Caucus are supposed to be representing us, but they are not. Our people's blood are in their hands. They help host a fundraiser for Cop Academy while our people get slaughtered. Which side are you on? What did we do? Blockades in front of the door, documents outside, protesters outside, and the mic check, which is me. Why did it matter? It mattered because not knowing empowers the oppressor. Nothing can hold down the idea of the people. How did we do it? We did all the planning in Tennessee at Highlander. For y'all that didn't know what Highlander is, it's an educational facility that's been around since the 1930s. A lot of important people came now, like Dr. King, Fannie Lou Hamer, Rosa Parks, etc. The whole trip was led by the youth and adults support it, but they kind of like got like shady because I felt like whereas there's youth, there's a lot of power, so they just started like ending a lot of BS with us, tried to make little rules up, but you can't never encircle or hold down the idea of peace.
Right.
And I was just about to forget, it's this piece from Fred Hampton. I'm going to say it and I want y'all to repeat it after me. It's this quote like they give me through life every day. Peace.
Peace.
Be to you.
Be to you.
If you're willing to fight for it.
If you're willing to fight for it.
Oh yeah, he was shot and killed by the police at 19.
Okay, so before I go any further, earlier I said $95 million, and I know y'all heard me. And
That's okay.
because y'all recorded me, I have to say that I know it's not that. Okay? Cool, I had to get that out of the way. So, what we've already achieved. Huh? No, it's just $95 million. Cool, that we all know. But, so what we've achieved, we have 3 aldermen on our side. You know, that's hard to get. Some people don't have that. So we have Carlos Rosa, okay? We love him, okay?
Maldonado.
Maldonado.
Yes.
Okay, yes. We have him as
Humboldt
well.
Park.
And Munoz. So, 3 aldermen is pretty hard to get. You know, we still need like a lot more. We are starting somewhere. And I think it's important to just say that like you realize what the youth work is doing and like how we're reaching out to people. When you have most aldermen are known to vote with the mayor, so when you have aldermen that are willing to like turn against him and fight with the black youth, it's really important and we really want to celebrate those small victories. So celebrate! Yay! Okay. We've also exposed the politician and aldermen. We exposed them in a lot of just different lies because they told us they don't have no money, they're closing our schools, our mental health facilities, and all this, but they have $95 million. So we're just exposing, we're shifting the narrative amongst like police. A lot of people at first thought police meant safety, but no, not in my community.
Nah, y'all
yeah, that's what we've done. We've done a lot of things, and I'm glad we've changed a lot of things.
Something else that we've done, we challenged the narrative that community safety means adding more police because we know that that is not the case at all. We've brought to light the injustice that Laquan McDonald experienced started way before the night of the incident, right? The city failed Laquan in numerous ways, right? He had mental health issues. He was put through the foster care system and abandoned, right? And so I think that's important. We brought to light not just like the police brutality that's happening, but what is occurring before that the city is failing to do. The city is failing to invest in our communities, give us food, give us adequate jobs, etc., etc. This forces us to reimagine community safety and make demands for necessary resources and alternative solutions that can actually prevent violence, like jobs, like schools, like grocery stores. A fun fact just to know is that, like we said earlier, the CPD gets $4 million a day, which is $1.4 million a year. For the proposed budget of 2018, actual violence prevention only got $2.7 million. So violence prevention got less in a year than police get in a day. So that's just food for thought, right? Yeah.
You can't even see me, bro.
Okay, I'm going to talk about what all been asking ourselves since. What's happening? Okay, cool. Since Black Caucus. What's next? What's next?
So,
The question is over. Oh, I'm so sorry. You can talk.
this mic is so loud.
We actually have another performance.
Yeah.
So, the same great people.
Yeah, so poetry is great. And so right now we're gonna bring up another poet. So sorry we skipped over you, but you know what they say, you know, best for last, I guess, you know, right? So make some noise for Mia!
Go crazy.
Sorry, let me pull it up.
Make some noise for having your poem in your notes.
Alright, so the poem doesn't really have a title, but I want to give a little bit of backstory. So I make music and I make this mixtape called Drugs, and I talk about my mental health a lot in that. And I reference that a lot in here. And I don't know if you all know, this is game Fortnite, right?
Right.
So I mentioned a rip, and a rip in Fortnite is like this thing you walk into and it teleports you in the air and you come down with a parachute. That is essential knowledge, no.
Sorry.
You're the sauce.
Sorry,
You're
guys.
saucy today. Shut up.
Hard trying to find love in the city. Take drugs so I don't feel so sorry. Forget how I feel in the morning. I deserve it. I feel worthless. I think no passing curvy sermon can help this hurt, and I'm certain I'll probably never change or feel better until I get letters. But the ones with cheddar say it don't make you feel better. Forget it, let me find out. Treat your pocket when I pull out this Beretta. I'm clever, ahead of whoever's still behind myself. How did that happen? I received it inside my shadow, too shallow to continue to call it a passion. I love rap, but I'm hiding in it. Drugs meant that I was really giving up. I guess I didn't say that, huh? Too self-conscious to say how I really felt. I was really losing myself. I tiptoed off the cliff and I landed on a rip. I guess God kept me here. So forget my pride. This is to save the children with these lines. I shed demons with angels with broken halos. It's important to see all angles in which pain grow. The narrow to Shapiro. Ben shot the messenger with the sparrow through the narrow point of view. Speak to the tune of unheard slave tunes. Move like a Nat Turner riot. I question science and praise gods. These frauds trying to imitate his image under his supervision. Who's their successor if they view everyone as lesser? I could be a professor, give lessons on rhetoric of elected officials' lectures, divesting this nigga in me, show him I'm level-headed enough to level the playing field of these punks, but forget it. I guess he's supposed to stay quiet while they discredit us. System locked us out, no wonder why niggas bustin'. Bills ain't been paid, low the 9 to feed your stomach. Holy Jesus, holy, holy, these niggas killing for rolling. I'm missing politicians in verses. Wrote the hearse to the church to share a verse in the middle of the service. The most honest servant, yeah, I don't turn my back on the serpent. I love him, just like God said. That's why I really hate man. Condemn a sinner for searching for new beginnings. We're in prison since we're birthed from this earth. I mean, for what it's worth, we still forgot our worth since we rose from this dirt. Smoke herb that's rose from the dirt to suppress our hurt. Kill the ones with potential first. And I came with Laquan back with an F12 verse, so that's why I make young nigga didn't deserve 16. That's why I make 16s for my homies stuck into 16s. Hands you down, pick you up. I know the world is rough, they see you as sus. Most of us is fragile to the touch, never been showed love, funded, or believed in. That's why I rock with no cop, because I believe if the city wanted to show us the love that we needed, they would have funded the media and voted no cop. And on this evening, I want you to see that the world is in your hands. May your firmament never break, no matter how much hatred you should face by crooked alderman, politician, or different race. No cop academy shall ever detain your faith. Keep your levies and your Levi's and break them when the time right. Save your money, save face, do whatever you gotta do to maintain. Because the world might never love you. There's a lot of things you can't fix, but fight for what you believe in. Live the things that you see in your dreams, and no, I'm not talking about nightmares. Dreams. Just believe that one day the world will be fair. Till then, love from within, then spread it round. That's how real healing begins. Thank you.
Information, right, and letting you guys know about No Cop and what we've done. And so, in the beginning, we asked y'all how many of y'all were gonna be involved in a no cop action after this. And let's just do that one more time. How many of y'all think y'all gonna be a part of a no cop action after this event? And so, to further encourage you guys, we're gonna tell you guys some things about what's next even after this event, right? And so one of those things being, there's one more cycle of votes to determine who's gonna build this cop academy, which company, right? And that vote can happen as early as the next city council meeting, which is September 20th. And so we can show up and make some noise, right? We can show up and mic check, right? Make some noise if we gonna show up and show them what we're once it's introduced and announced the company that's gonna build this cop academy, it has to go through the zoning committee, the planning commission, and the finance committee before it receives full city approval. So we still got time, right? Another thing that you guys can do to get involved is make sure your aldermen know that this is their last chance, right? We have one more time to vote. Let them know they got one more chance to get on our side. Or when February 2019 come around, what we doing? We vote them out, right? Let them know that they've had time and time again, but right now, this is their last chance. And so, what you can do is find 2 to 3 people who live in your neighborhood and go visit your alderman together. I'm pretty sure you can find 2 to 3 people that live in your neighborhood in here right now, right? So find them, connect afterwards, and go talk to your alderman. All right, y'all think I can do that? Make some noise if you think you can do that. And so, if you're going to visit your alderman, everybody turn around and look at the back. Look at my finger right there. We're giving out postcards. Say hi. Hi. We're giving out postcards for y'all to use to canvass in your neighborhood with. And once you collect a small stack, hit us up, and we take it to your alderman's office to let them know that we're not playing. Like, it's good to let them see that y'all not playing, right? Take them cards, representation, and numbers. They'll be like, oh man, they ain't vote for me unless I approve of no cop. Then, they gonna see that we're not playing. And we're also sharing packets with you guys on how to prepare for those meetings, because those meetings are crucial. You want to make sure you got everything you need to say when you go visit your audience. So look at the table again. Look at the table. Back there. What can you get back there? You can get postcards, and you can get packets for how to prepare for the meetings with your audience. Make some noise for that.
Well, I guess that brings us to our final thing. So the aldermen have been playing like, I don't know if they don't see us. They're not understanding that youth of color, youth in general have a voice and that we're trying to use it. And I feel like until they do see us, we're just going to be a surprise to them, because once we come out and once we vote them out, they're going to be like, well, how did this happen? It's going to be like, oh, maybe you just should listen to your young people all along. So a message from the youth directly. Okay, we have a message from our youth directly, just letting them know exactly what we want, exactly what we're fighting for. So aldermen can never say, we've never reached out, we've never said anything, we've never tried to get in power, we've never tried to educate our communities, up our communities, because this is a message straight from the youth mouths of Anna and Marcos, which are fellow No Cop Academy members, aka my cousin and my friend. So listen to them straight from their mouth and hear what the black community and the black youth want. And people have questions.
In the beginning, you guys got question cards. So if you have a question on your card, raise your hand. Or y'all get 30 seconds to write down a question. Go.
Okay, question.
Okay, who has a card? What question?
So people know to collect it. We don't have to
No, wait a
answer it
minute.
out.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
If you want it to be anonymous, we'll collect it during the video. The video.
Now, the video!
Jasmine.
Video.
Our black communities, our brown communities are under attack. We are over-criminalized and over-surveillance. And our aldermen and the mayor refuse to push for real change. They insist on funding our top academy when they say we have no money for school, when they say we have no money for housing, when they say we have no money for healthcare, when they say we have no money for our city has blood on their hands because they're afraid for real change. And we have a message for them. We're not afraid of change. Change is coming. And if they're not going to go along with this change, we're going to vote them out. We're going to do to them what we did to Cook County Attorney Anita Alvarez. If they don't believe us, they can ask Anita about it. They can ask her how we voted her out. They can ask her how we're going to vote them out. This coming election, if they don't shape up.
we asked Anita about it, we're going to answer some of you guys' questions. And one of the questions that we got was, everybody turn to the last page of their report release. Right?
People who don't have report release.
If you don't, there's turn to your neighborhood. It's a community. We share our resources. Yeah. On the last page, do you guys see like a long list? No? Oh, yeah.
This one?
Yeah. What page is that?
28.
Second to last page. Sorry about that. People make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. Sorry. You guys see that list? Someone asked me, what was that list? And I think that's a great question because I think all of you guys need to know the answer before you leave here. That there is a list of organizations that endorse No Copycat. Right? And there's over 79 of them. Alright? What's that list? Thank you. You paid attention. Alright, and then another question that that we got was, has NOCOP taken into consideration the running alderman's position or NOCOP, and what we would like to say is that we paid attention and we've noticed that some of Ron's opponents have come out in support has come in support with NOCOP, but we don't endorse anybody. Right? Okay. Announcement. Ethos, raise your hand. Everybody look at Ethos. Say, hey, Ethos. Hey, Ethos. Ethos is registering people to vote. So if you want your voice to be heard, and you want Ron out of office, and you want to be able to vote, go see Ethos after this. And there was one more question that we got, and that was, someone said they noticed that certain organizations like CTU are not on the list. And why aren't they on the list? Does anybody want to answer that question? Has CTU done stuff with us?
They have not endorsed yet. So they haven't endorsed yet. But let's see official endorsers.
The end. That's the answer.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that clear.
That's the list of our official endorsers, and it's open, and other organizations are welcome.
So if they're not up there, they have not endorsed this yet. Any more questions? Alrighty.
I'm gonna lead us in a chant.
Yes.
Woo! Okay. So we're gonna get the energy back up and then go home.
Right? Make some noise for going home. Home is where the heart is.
Okay. So I'm basically gonna make a statement, and you're just gonna respond, not police. Okay? So anything I say,
Not police.
go along with it. Okay? So like money for schools.
Not police.
Money for healthcare.
Not police.
Money for me to get back to school books.
Not police. Money for me to get my hair did.
Not police. Money for Sandra.
Housing. Not police.
No.
Housing.
Say Sandra.
What?
Money for Sandra.
Not police. Yeah.
Money for this church.
Not police.
Money for this community.
Not police.
Money for the city.
Not police.
The city, as in like the black and brown neighborhoods that don't already have money, not the north side.
Okay. Thank you for doing this chant with me.
And make some noise if you enjoyed what you heard tonight. Make some noise if you don't come out to the next no competition. Make some noise if you're going to go see your alderman. Make some noise if you're ready to go home. All right.
Okay, bye. I'm open for questions for like 5 minutes after this. Come see us. Talk to me. Of the youth, ask questions, get answers, communicate, educate,
network.
Yes,
And register to vote.